Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 376. Do some checks and I'll be with you in a minute after the intro.
Hiding, I'm searching.
So who's out there?
I'm loving, I'm finding love. I'm hiding.
So where's all my friends?
I'm loving, I'm finding love.
I'm searching. I'm finding a lot of frauds, a lot of deception. In the beginning, it was real ufology. Now it just got a mess, a big mess that needs tidying up. All these entertainment channels, entertainment serial experts. So I must be up to the hello bit. Yes. As if I open up. Hello, good to be back. Good to be back. Okay, I need to get that down. I'll be back. Always back. So, I'm not sure if everybody's got the notification that I'm going live, but hopefully some will drop by. Or if they're not too busy, because a lot of people work. What's it at the moment? Thursday, 2 p.m. New Zealand. So that will be about evening, late afternoon in America. So maybe they're still working. So just type up the welcome message. It's been a busy week doing stuff for the channel. I need more of me helping. Let's see. So we've got a TR3b claim and TicTac again. Pilots sees. Let's see, what else we got? And other BS. That'll do. So that's it now on the screen. Okay. So I'm going to trying to upload some new stuff to other alt media to give them the test. Some are not working out, some are. But BitChute, as you can see, is flying ahead here. Maybe in another week we'll be up to 1200 there. It didn't go up much overnight, but the day before it jumped up 10, which was quite amazing. Because I hadn't really done much new uploads by then. And yeah, and I did a rebuttal video again because it's my 271. One had crackle on the audio, so I decided to do one in editor with some extra information on the screen, which proves that he was twisting the facts and what I said. GUFON, who's going to change his name soon, he reckons. Well, he can run, but he can't hide. So yeah, change your name, and we'll soon change your name on the episode so people still know who you are. So what do we got today? We got triangles, and we got TicTacs, and lights in the sky, and of course anything else we can find time to do. So first up is the big story that's been going viral. Third phase of the moon, been putting out stuff, and they didn't use any of the tools they expected. Right, so is that the one there? I'll just open it up. Oh no, that's the video which I suggest it could have been, but we'll come back to that one. I got a feeling there should have been a link. Should have been another link here somewhere. It looks like it may have disappeared on me. Let's see. Black Vault, I think, may have put up something. Let's see if we've got the full chit chat. I think we played it last time, didn't we? Black Vault. I guess it won't give us YouTube, will it? Because we know YouTube is useless. I think it's called the original Black Vault, actually. That's not it, I don't think. Someone's using his name. I wonder if there's a quicker way of finding it. Black Vault. Let's see if we can find it. Black Vault. Pilot. Right, maybe he didn't do it. Thought he might release that one. So there was a TicTac pilot, New Mexico, I think it was. Or was it just Mexico? Let's see if it comes up. Sought in the past week. Here we go. Airline pilot crew reportedly saw a cigar-shaped UFO. And of course, we're going to have pop-ups. A cigar-shaped UFO yesterday, similar to videos from 3 years ago. Okay. I don't know if it's got the voice recordings or not here. Okay, so we've got some update here which may change it all. American Airlines issued the following statement following a debrief with the flight crew and additional information received where you can confirm the radio transmission was from Airlines Flight 2292. For additional questions, we encourage you to reach out to the FBI. Update 7:08 a.m. American Airlines has issued a following statement. At the time, we do not have any indication the radio transmission was from the flight crew on board. So, which one comes first? 23. So they have now confirmed it. So what happened? So they're talking about the Navy pilot sightings in 2017. Yesterday, the crew on American Airlines Flight 2292 flying between Cincinnati and Phoenix saw something very similar according to the drive. They described it as a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile and noticed it when the plane was flying over New Mexico. The audio received, here we go, by the drive, which they are trying to authenticate with FAA, some of which can be downloaded here. The pilot says, do you have any targets up there? So that kind of suggests that he's asking the tower whether there's any other planes, I would have guessed, or military. We just had something go right over top of us. Hate to say it, but it looked like a long cylindrical object. Now, of course, a lot of these TicTacs end up being other planes, right? So straight away you think about that. But he's asking, surely the tower would know on their radar if there was another plane passing overhead. You'd think, wouldn't you? That almost looked like a cruise missile. Okay, let's keep on going down. Haven't seen this report elsewhere, but I'll keep an eye out. Okay, so we got the recordings. Have we got a link to it? Can I download them? Let's see. transfer. I accept. I've probably given away my kidney. Burning control freaks out there. Does it play? Oh, we got fooled. We got conned, that wasn't it? Yeah, so let's try that again. Looks like it's got ads behind that gets us. Okay, we've got to download UFO. Okay, let's download it. How do we do that? Download. Pretty useless. So why don't you just upload it to Google Drive and then it could just play it directly. Okay, so here we go. Let's download it and have a listen. Whether it's the whole chat, I don't know. But we'll soon find out. I think this is half the problem. We're missing some. There we go. What's it doing now? Come on.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say that, it's a cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
That's the same one that we hear all the time, isn't it? There's no additional information from the tower.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
So that's almost like cherry picking, I think. Just a little tiny segment there. Was that loud enough though? That's alright in the headset, but...
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
So there's two possibilities that comes to mind, right? This one, or another plane where they didn't see the wings. But you think the tower would know whether it was another plane, wouldn't you? But McWest and others have looked on flight radar, and we'll cover that in a minute. So I thought it might be this rubbish bags, where you can actually buy them pre-made. There you go, he's got a pre-made one. And the pilot didn't say whether it was white TicTacs or just said it was cylindrical. These can get to bigger sizes. This is not obviously, it's pretty long, but it's not necessarily the biggest in diameter, right? And the sun just heats it up slowly and it'll just keep on rising while it's hot during the day, especially in the desert where the sighting was. Schools build it for projects. to show that hot air rises, of course, causes buoyancy, right? And you can see how straight it gets. You'd think it'd be a bit more floppy, wouldn't you? But it's not the case, right? Pretty clever. So it means you can make any shape rubbish bag thing, and up she goes. So now it's starting to bend here a wee bit now, because all the heat's suddenly gone into the middle here. Now it's bending upwards. Now it's rotating. Got some air current on it, you see. Now if you saw that fly over your head, you'd wonder what it was if you didn't know about solar tube balloons, right? So I'll just post a link to that one there. I won't play it all. Solar tube. So could they have seen that? We haven't got enough information. So that's one possibility. And the other thing is, could it have been another plane that the tower didn't tell them at the time? Because it passed overhead, right? So they would have to go back and look at the thing and see, roll back time to when they saw it to see was there anything over their head at that time on the radar. Because it's not real time, right? Of course, this won't pick up on radar. So did the other object pick up on onboard radar on the plane? So this is all sort of thing you got to ask for investigation, right? And not actually call something a UFO straight off. So I did post out here about the Dreamy team, and one of them said, could it have been a small cigar-shaped craft that we usually see in the skies? Yes, it's called a plane. But let's see if we can find it. Third phase, I think it would be on. Probably that one there, is it? So straight away got the wrong graphic because they said cigar, and that looks like a more of a blimp. Looks too fat. Okay, so let's kick it off. That's weird. Says it's muted. Did you see that? They said it was muted when it wasn't. I don't know what Google are doing.
From an FAA pilot, American Airlines. Listen up, everybody.
Buckle up, people. Buckle up. Yeah, just turn it up a wee bit. See if they got any extra information here. I don't think they have, though.
We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object. It almost looked like a cruise missile type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Now, the breaking news...
Exactly the same audio, right? Wonder if we can actually do a search, see if it's actually been published, solved yet. FFA cigar object identified. I'll just do a search on that. Okay, want it to be this week. Okay, so which ones? We saw that one. Confirms 23 hours ago. But it hasn't been solved. Still on the newspapers. Enough people attention. So people on board saw it today. And yet you think someone may have had a camera going at the same time, but obviously not. This is where I think they really need to get, you know, dash cams for planes, right? So if the pilot sees it out the window, it should be able to be capturable, right? And it'll give us a lot more information. Hey, subtract. You're introduced to UFOs when the Nimitz encounters. Been hooked on this topic ever since. Scary stuff. Not really scary. Everyone sort of agrees that there's going to be other life in the universe, and you got to remember we're traveling through space at 500,000 miles per hour. You might think you're standing still in space, but we're not. The whole solar system and all the stars that we see around us are all moving on a spiral arm. Some may be in other galaxies, but you'd have to see telescopes to see that. And of course they change positions, right? But yeah, the spiral arm is quite big on our galaxy, and it takes a while for it to spin a full circle, which I suppose we could probably find that out. But you can see here, obviously the passengers saw it in the camera, and it's not been solved yet. But yeah, spiral. How many years does it take for F to circle our galaxy? Probably too many words for Google. It'll probably blow its nuts. Okay, so what's this say? It will take about 250 million years to revolve once around the galaxy center. There you go. So Google did actually understand the question. So they don't nobble everybody's searches. It depends what you're asking. So yeah. So who knows what happens when we circle right around, right? With other asteroids are going to pass through and wipe us out in the meantime. This is another reason why we need to get out into space. This is the only way humans couldn't survive, because eventually Earth is going to be destroyed. It's only a matter of time, and the sun explodes and all that sort of stuff, they reckon. But that's yet to be seen, and it's not going to happen in our lifetime. But we never know when some object's going to come into our solar system, a bit like the cigar-shaped Omo thing, and the what they say, the meteorite, which could have been a spaceship. It makes sense though that if you're going to build a spaceship to go through space, why not just hollow out a big sized chunk of meteorite and set it on its way? And you could use the gravity pull of various planets and suns as you're moving through space, and also solar cells, and so you can't rule it out completely. So it's quite exciting, interesting stuff, but it does sort of add in more possibilities that there is other life out there, and they too have to travel for millions of years just to get from one place to the other, unless they found some new science that we've yet to discover, which I've sort of brought up in various theories. I think it's more likely to travel the great distances of a universe is unlikely to be super fast, even if you traveled at speed of light. As I pointed out last live show, the nearest star would take 4.2 years one way at speed of light just to reach Earth from the other star, which may have a planet around it with life forms on it. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here. Let's say if it's only half the speed of light, it's going to take them 8 years, or 1/4. It would take them 16 years just to get here. Even less speed than that, 1/8. 32, 64 years. So you can see here, eventually, depending on the speed of the ship's maximum possible, it could take at least 100 or years or more to get here. So a lot of people reckon aliens are not young. They're actually hundreds of years old, right? So maybe their lifespan is like 1,000 years, right? And they can travel a couple of 100 years just to get here as scientists, right? So there's all sorts of possibilities and theories out there, and there's more questions than answers, right? So yeah, it's exciting stuff. It may happen in your lifetime if you're young enough. I'm hoping we'll get disclosure in my lifetime. But yeah, I've had an alien visitation which was out of the blue. Being a truther, I was also debunking. Why they come to me, I don't know entirely, but I believe it was to give me some sort of validation that they are here, and they could just pop into our location in an instant. So they're using some technology or transportation and can control our environment, where they put you into a bubble, I think, like a bubble where the rest of the house is sort of paralyzed, but they can do stuff to you inside that bubble, like a field of some kind, and the white light they use might be something to do with it. But yeah, mine experience was a unique one, and I wasn't taken to aboard a ship, which is a bit of a shame, because I would like to go on a ship just to see what it's all about. Maybe next time. Yeah, so I've been having this reoccurring dream that there's something going to happen in Arizona, or has happened in Arizona, and it's been covered up. And there's a location in Arizona that will prove the existence of UFOs and aliens. Now, there has been a lot of UFO cases there. So, again, this report comes from that location, right? Arizona. So, do we dismiss it? No, we've got to investigate it and prove beyond doubt that it was actually a UFO. In this case, the information is very laxed. And as you can see from these guys, they don't do any of the basic analysis using the applications that are available, like flight radar and all that sort of stuff.
News has just come into Third Phase Moon. You've listened for the first time before the world has listened to this recording of what appears to be some kind of close encounter with the pilots. They noticed something that is unexplained. What is going on here? We're going to find out right here at Third Phase Moon. We've got the whole...
Unfortunately, they're not going to find out, and their whole team don't do any research. And they just, they can ask eyewitness accounts and stuff, and that's all you get back, right? Someone might have some information, but really, unless you're talking to a passenger that actually saw it, which I don't believe they have, they'll never get any information about what it looked like to them, whether it had square filled around it, what color it was, whether it was changing different colors, lights, and all that.
Whole panel. We got Rich from GUFON, including Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live, including Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions, along with
these guys are a joke. Anyway, just carry on.
And everything gets transmitted all day long as recorded. It gives us a sound activated recording device. and he was there when it was going live, and he couldn't believe it. And the first person, I think the only person he sent it to was me. So I sent it out to a couple of people. You're one of them. I sent it out to Doc, and but just an American.
Oh yeah, so it looks like a ham radio there. They're talking to actually heard it, but it's been released on the drive anyway.
Airlines, commercial airline. This thing flew over him at high speed. He thought it was, like you said on the broadcast, he thought it was a cruise missile, but it was just like the TicTacs that we're seeing flying around the Nimitz, over you being chased by F-18s.
So does it, if he's saying it's like a TicTac, then it would have had to been white, I would have had to assume there. But which would discount the solar tube idea. But yeah, it doesn't rule out it being another plane though, does it? Because we don't hear what the tower responded with.
It's just more proof positive that either we are flying UFOs or flying saucers or unknown, unexplained aerial phenomena, flying saucers, however you want to put it. They're real. I mean, and there's more and more evidence coming out every day. Now I have a much larger file coming. I think there was some additional recording after that initial, was it 15 or 18 second broadcast. So when the time is right, once we get over some of the restrictions in the state of Nevada, I plan on going out there with recording devices and cameras, and I want to spend.
Yeah, so I think on board playing dash cam would have solved quite a lot of it. Imagine if they put also, if camera technology keeps getting better and cheaper, there's no reason why they can't even have full spectrum cameras on planes, right? Just recording to the massive memory cards now that they can store on solid state. The possibilities are endless. So they're not going to keep it hidden for too long if UFOs are flying around. But I believe that UFOs are using cloak technology, and you ain't going to see them on normal vision. You may possibly pick them up on thermal, because it's hard to cloak all the spectrum, electrospectrum that object can give off, from heat to ultraviolet and other frequencies, right? And radio, of course, gamma rays and all that sort of stuff, radiation. So yeah, these cameras actually can convert all that sort of invisible stuff into our spectrum on a camera, which you've probably seen on ghost hunting. So yeah, if they had that on planes, I think it wouldn't be kept a secret for too long. Even if they don't add it on, personally, I could see that maybe future cheap cameras that the pilots could even take on board themselves and just strap it on top of their cap, the captain's cap, and like a GoPro, and bingo, eventually someone's going to get something. But still, I think aliens are a wee bit more clever than us, and they can move so fast that the cameras ain't going to pick it up. It's going to be like a smudge of light. Of course, we've seen sort of something like that on Expedition Bigfoot. I'm not sure if you've been watching that show, but there does seem to be some sort of paranormal UFO linked to Bigfoot phenomenon, because they've been seeing orbs again in the show, and these bright white lights, right, in the forest, right, which the Indians call ghost spirits, isn't it, and skinwalkers. Spirits of the forest. But it could be that it's interdimensional and multiversal, where portals are being opened up and the Bigfoots simply pop in, and part of the light show is part of them popping in and out of our reality, well, our world, our planet, our universe. So I've talked about this in the past, and I've got a theory live episode up, 348 I think it is. So if you've not seen it, go and have a watch if you're new to my channel, where I can explain all these theories in one universe model. Our universe is a lot stranger than we believe. You know, it might be a vast space of energy out there with stars and galaxies and trillions of them, but it also might be that we're one of many universes. They can collide with each other and overlap and create portals where one universe or planet can leak into ours and vice versa. So you've heard of time slips and all that sort of business, right? Especially at the Bermuda Triangle, where the plane's flying in the sky and he sees a weird cloud pattern, flies into it, and he's knocked off 2 hours flight time. It might be that he just entered into one universe and then popped back out into our universe, and in that time it sort of shortened his distance because it shortened the space, right? It didn't change. It was nothing to do with space-time. It might be something just so simple, but we've yet to detect it and explain it. Yes, I found your channel on YouTube doing a search about UFOs. Yep, so I'm a truther, as I said, I'm an experiencer as well. Mostly paranormal, once with aliens. Lights in the sky, which could have been satellites. That's about all I've had to experience so far. But the paranormal is more than enough, believe me. When you got an entity that pops into your room, over your bed, and tries to attack you, and then you jump out of bed and move and it follows you around, you know it's not some blob in your eye, because I have got bad eyes. So I often think, is it some sort of stuff that formed in my eyes while I was sleeping? And of course you got to eliminate all the science aspects of things where you could be fooled. So yeah, some ham radio picked it up here. These guys are not going to add anything new to it because they're not going out to investigate using apps. I don't know if there's anything else useful on the episode, but they're just guessing.
That would probably be the best one. I'm not seeing anything else that would be on weekends, unfortunately. So, and I have no information regarding that, unfortunately.
Yeah, so they phoned around the area. Yeah, no one said they got information.
As of now, that's all I got.
Excellent journalistic work right there, Rich.
Terrible work. Why don't you just plug it in through the apps first and see if there's any other planes that were in the sky at the same time that was above them. And of course that's what this guy does, UFO interest. So he's put out this counter video with looking into the apps. Mick West apparently did it. So we'll just play that now. Airbus A320. And that's all they've got there. Cruise missile, that's all we've got. Just one recording. Also, we've got a load of music, so we don't need that. Do you have any targets up there? We just had something go right over us, but we don't hear the other side of it, do we? Mick West of Metabunk at 1910 GMT. So now they're applying it through the apps, right? The flight number. Because now we've got some information to go by, right? So as you can see, there's a small plane approaching this plane here, which I believe is this one here, is it? So could that be the explanation? They're saying it's a Learjet. Look how missile-like. It looks like a missile. If you didn't see those tiny skinny wings on it and you saw that fly through the sky, certainly would look like a missile. So yeah, it's probably a 99% match coming up here. Here we go, we're going to see it cross. Here we go. Yep, it is that one. And this is what you can do with the apps, right? You can put it on your phone as well. And if you're on the plane and if you've got access to the internet, you can hold it up to the sky and it will tell you the flight numbers. So they looked also on another app here. And the pictures are not too great, but here's that small plane. And here's the plane approaching it. And it flies right over top. As it would have been a collision, wouldn't it? So there's a probably 99.9% chance that that's what it was. So mystery solved there, I think. I will post a link to the site if you want to watch it again and plug it into the app yourself. So, missile, cigar, UFO, debunked by the debunkers. So I don't have to do it. But we got no, I normally do video footage though, so I haven't got anything else I could do with it, fortunately. Apart from adding two possibilities, solar tube balloon, if it wasn't white, and plane if it was. I don't think this solar tube balloons being white would work because you need the heat, of course. But you could fill it up with helium though, or hydrogen, which some people have done. I know, even though it's illegal, but you can actually fill it up with some explosive gas and have a tube go upwards, made out of white shopping bags. I've seen it with my own eyes. And it looks like a big long tube. So we can't rule it out 100%, but that's why I left the 0.1% in there because that the apps there I think solves it pretty well. So on to the next one. This one here about a TR3b. So we've got to find that one. And it's these guys again putting out the nonsense. Well, the videos, if it will give it to me. Yeah, so where's the cigar? Not cigar, the triangle one. This one here, it looks like it. Massive triangular craft. Okay.
This should have been on.
Yeah, so let's go back a bit. Where does it start?
What's going on right above their heads? It's crazy. This has to be absolutely, unequivocally, the best triangle I've seen since. And I don't know of any other videos of a triangle this good. It's amazing.
This is why this guy should never be believed. He's like a deer in headlights. Everything he sees is a UFO. And he's really hit and miss with his debunks. And he's not even trying to debunk this one. So straight away we've got no information of the date of this sighting. And if you read the title here, it's sort of saying it's 2021. But if you watch the video carefully here,
amazing to me. It doesn't really get any better than this.
I'll see if it come up.
It's definitely not a blimp. I'm telling you, if that's a blimp, shame on me.
Yeah, so shame on him indeed, because it is a blimp, and I will explain it in a minute.
You know, and it doesn't look like a balloon. It looks like a craft. Is there?
Yeah, so see, we suddenly got some writing pop up here. Here's the original video here, and this is the zoom in using their software. It's not the way I do it, but you normally have to do that in the editor. or some special add-on plugin on the software for streaming. But if we zoom in on that with my special super zoom, what does it say up there? Bingo! The video has a different title. Something unseen is happening until now, 2018. So this is a 2-year-old or plus footage. Misleading us. So we're meant to be looking at this thing here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Looks like it's got distorted, and of course you can see its reflections in the car window here too. I'm not too sure if that's a light or the moon low in the horizon, or if that's even a light, street light there. So we'll just keep on watching it. So you can see here that light here is quite high up from the motorway, but I suppose it could be one of those high mast highway lights. So could that one? Or it could be a moon even. It's pretty bad footage really.
There, you can see it. You can see the outline of it. And then there's this red flashing light that maybe if I could slow it a little bit, you know?
You can slow it. You can do
Yeah,
a
look
frame.
at that.
He doesn't
Let's
know
go
about
back a
frame
little
by
bit.
frame on
A little bit.
Google.
All right.
Okay,
Come on,
stop.
I have to put it right at the worst part. All right, that is pretty wicked. Let's go slower. Just because we can. We might as well. I mean,
We're
this
looking
is
at this thing
amazing.
up here.
This
it's
should
not
have
really
been
a
on the
triangle.
news. This should have been on all the CNN type.
Yeah, so if you pause a YouTube video, I have to find a button on my mouse that moves at one frame at a time. See that? It just moves at one frame. Makes it really easy. So we got a car, is it? Looks like a van of some kind. I don't know, what is it? Truck? What's that thing there? Moving along. Got a lot of lights on the back of it. So if you just go one frame at a time, you might see the blink. But yeah, what are those other white lights? Looks to me like it could. This one looks like a high mast light. I have to zoom out a bit to get the cursor back. That looks like it's a high mast light going around here, curving around. This one here, I can't see a post going to it, but it could be a post behind the trees. Again, we don't know if that's a light or possibly the moon. These are obviously car headlights. But we're looking at this thing up here. So we'll just zoom in a wee bit again. Let's step frame by frame. And do a better job than what he's doing. Looks like it's 2 clicks for one frame here. Actually, it looks like it might be a bit more than that. 4 clicks for one frame. It still hasn't blinked. There you go. So we can see there's a blink happening there, which generally you get with aircraft lights, right? But you can see it staying pretty stationary in the sky there. So what stays stationary in the sky? Advertising blimps, Goodyear blimp. And we know that Goodyear blimp actually has various airports along LA, especially one near the highway, and this is in Los Angeles, LA. So it's a good possibility that that's a Goodyear blimp. So what I did is I did some analysis And I put up the images on Twitter here. I'll paste the link to it. CGI is always a possibility. Someone said it could be CGI, but I don't think so. Because there is motion blur, and the lights blur as it moves and all that sort of stuff, right? So to do that in CGI takes a lot of skilled work and a lot of time, of course. And most of the CGI fakes are lazy people and make sure that they don't have to mask out a lot of stuff on the screen, like trees and stuff. They try and show a video where it shows before a tree and the video ends before it flies off or whatever. 2018 Triangular or TR3b. Shame on GUFON for not seeing it as a blimp. Alright, so these are the 4 images that I took. And there's one of the images here that is zoomed in and enhanced it a wee bit with the brightness, and you can see here seems to be some blurriness happening between those 2 lights there, but here's a zoomed in bit, and I'll zoom in a wee bit more so you can have a look. Can't really see a craft, but there is a lot of reflections happening. Like there is something there, right? Looks like there's something that comes down here. And there's something on the front. And then it's got something that goes up here. And that's where the bright light blinks up here somewhere. So it almost looks like it's got a tail fin coming up here. Looks like it's got a cabin down here. And looks like it's got some fins and a backness to the object, right? And what's that sound like? It looks like it could be 3 to 4 lights on a blimp. Okay, and you can see here it almost looks like it's got some writing, although we're not going to see it on that low res, which seems to be being reflected by the light here. And it does seem like it's reflecting also here off this light up here. So it does seem like there is something there, because if you look at the rest of the background, you can see here it looks like some sky, and then some sky over here, which seems to be the same as the other side. So I'm just trying to explain how I see things, and you can see here, this looks like the top of the cloud cover here, another bit of cloud here, another bit of cloud here, but slightly different. What do you call it? As you can see here, you can see layers of cloud reflecting at different levels, and as it goes a wee bit higher here, you can see the edge of the cloud sort of fades away to nothing. And then we've got this night sky up the top here, which when you add some filters to it, it sort of pops out a wee bit better. You can see all that pinky stuff there is actual night sky. All the other stuff is like a bit of cloud cover. You can see it's quite dense lower down here. But yeah. So on to the next image, where I'll get a image of the blimp itself, and I found one that sort of would match up with this where it's flying away. And here's one that's flying away, but it's probably not quite the right angle still. And you can see here the tail fins are quite high up, right? So what I've done is I've actually overlaid it here, even though it doesn't look like I've overlaid it, and bent it slightly away from us. And you can see the tip of the tail. I haven't got the red blob in the right place here. It should be further up here, I think. But it was just like a quick edit at 4 o'clock in the morning. You can see here where the basket is, it would have a front light, and you can see here the front of the airship looks like it's got a light on the front, and it's got a light on the tail, the rear end, and it has a flashing light on the top tail fin. Okay, it sort of matches up. So that's the one with the 3 ones, and then I drew in the red dot here, even though it's white on this one. So I haven't got it quite in the right place here. It needs to be up here a wee bit and on the front. But that's only a slight mistake. So the LA motorway, and we have actually covered this before. There is actually a landing pad next to LA. And there's the faraway shot, and there's the one with the 4 lights. I think I've solved it here, but yeah. Good year, BLIMP, that's most likely. BLIMP. LA airport. Now it does land at several airports. It's also got its own location. Let's see. Maps. Let's see if it comes up. And here we go. Goodyear BLIMP base airport. So it's got a base airport. You can see it's quite a chunky. Some of the designs are chunkier than others. They have various designs. And here's the motorway right next to the airport. So San Diego freeway, they call it. So he looks like he's on this 2-lane here. If you look at the video, looks like it's a 2-lane happening.
News, whatever you call them.
1 lane.
And look at this. Is this to the right of it an airplane coming over? Or is it another UFO?
So airports. That's another airplane, right? That's what they do at airports. I wonder if we can see it landed here. Satellite view. There you go. Look at the maze of roads here. So it looks like he's coming in this way to me. And it'll be this one here, I'd say. But that won't be the only airports. That would be its base location. There will be other airports around here for small planes, I bet you. There's a helipad. So could that other light in the sky be a helipad? I'm going to office block roof there nearby. Okay, what else we got? But they have got airports. They land next to highways all over the place here. Los Angeles airport here. I think there's another one down here for small planes as well. Why can't I see it though? I think there was one here somewhere. There's a lot there, isn't there? Space and airborne systems. It's the international one, it's quite big. So that's not too far away. How far away was it from the BLIMP? We might have to put some more searches up. But yeah, it's not that far away. A small plane could easily come from that location too. But we're not seeing all the airports. Let's see. LA airports, maybe? Let's see if it will bring it up for us. How clever are you, Google? Here we go. Is it editing? Here we go. Let's edit all the other ones on for us. As I said, there's the main airport, but we didn't see all these other locations, did we? And there's a lot of them. And the BLIMP can be actually landed at any of them. I knew it was over here somewhere. So that's international flight school. Oh right, they added in other things as well. Okay, that's what we don't want. LA Airport. That's not the international one. Postal Service. Is there an airport there or not? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Aviation Boulevard. Is it a landing strip for small planes? But anyway, Los Angeles Air Force Base. Obviously, there's got to be something there. What was the other ones? Another airport over this direction. Another one over that one. But it didn't put the blimp. Hasn't put the blimp on there for us. Where was that now? It was down here somewhere, wasn't it? Down here somewhere. But yeah, you can see there's airports all around here. Long Beach Airport, there you go. I think that one's solved. We're at 23 now. I thought we had 24 before. So who's unsubbed? Hey, Area 51, I didn't see you there. Yes, I wasn't sure whether you're going to show up today. You've missed an hour. Alright, we got rid of TicTac. Bad and biased analysis. I'm out. Guess the right analysis is not enough info. I don't know what he's talking about. Is he talking about this one here? All these people that want to believe in UFOs. Unfortunately, guys, you can't make an airplane into a UFO. Yeah, so that's that one. I did post that one, didn't I? TR3b nonsense from GUFON. Yeah, so I got this comment here. I'll just open it up. No, it was actually posted on Third Phase, right? Why is it not opening up though? Oh, here we go. So they're talking about the movie they're pushing at the moment. Countdown to disclosure. What a waste of my money, Stephen. I didn't do anything over 2 minutes for free. Greer was paid way too much to regurgitate old information. And what was there of any substance about the Space Force? Zero sip nada. I truly feel that Greer's relevance is slipping away. He had no relevance anyway. He was just an event organizer. When you have referred to your latest presidential update as being during the Clinton administration, I've had to ask, so what? What have you done for anyone lately? So yeah, there's a lot of they're trying to push that movie. I don't think I'd waste my time watching it because it'll be the same old dribble, right? I think you can get an idea from the trailer what we're expecting from them. But yeah, what do you expect? You know, it's all about money making. It's not about truth. It's not about telling the facts. So let's get rid of that. So that's what I post up on Twitter. So the next thing that's popped out this week is this one here, which obviously has Asian writing on it from a webcam. news channel, apparently. So I'll just play this one here because it's a debunk again from UFO Interest. And we'll see if we can add anything to it. Yeah, so it's got music, so we need to get rid of that. Several UFO grifters shared a video about weird lights taken over Fukushima nuclear power plant. Fukushima. I'll get it eventually. Daiichi. Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. So that's obviously Japanese, right? So that's the power plant, alright? Let's have a watch. These hackers have correlated those lights with an earthquake whose maximum seismic intensity was upper 6. Let's take a look at those weird lights. Video taken with a webcam owned by Japan. Okay, so that's the power plant. Let's have a quick look. Well, there's a lot of cranes. There's a lot of light. And you can see it's overexposed. And we've got some lights, blob lights here, there. So this is a watch. And it's saying the playback speed is 16 times. So it's time-lapsed. So that means we'd have to divide it by 16 to get it back to normal speed. So they're moving incredibly slow, the lights, normally, but you can see here the road traffic actually is moving faster. See that one? Zoom. So here's one that's got a slight red light blink to it. So obviously this is some sort of coloured night vision. See a blink in there? So to me, if it's moving 16 times slower, could it be a helicopter, like a police copter? Could they all be helicopters? See how fast the cars are moving compared? Does that rotate around, or does it just simply fly past? So it just goes in a straight line, doesn't it? But that's the only one that seemed to be blinking there. What those hoaxers did not say is the lights are not in the sky, they're on the sea. Okay, so it's a false horizon. It's a helicopter using a searchlight to illuminate the sea. Okay. So he's saying that's 4 times. And yes, it does look like it's reflecting off water there, doesn't it? Oh, what happened? Everybody has this trouble, don't they? You click on something and it goes to the next video. Okay, so it's definitely looks like it's reflecting off water. It's got no flashing light like the other thing had. Now the question is, do ships have blinking lights on them? I don't know. Do they have red blinking lights on? So we got to find out. Do ships have red blinking light? I know buoys do, don't they? And lighthouses probably. New member, red flashing light at the mast head is often used as a aircraft hazard warning because of the height of the mast above the sea level. Ship with flashing, okay. Human eye is less sensitive to longer wavelengths, so red light is chosen to preserve the night vision. And also act as a warning light, I guess. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So it could have been a slow moving boat with a flashing light. Sure could. But have we got any pictures? It would be good to have a comparison, but can't see any link there. Let's have a look. What are we looking at here? Top of boats. Has a red light and a green light. But you won't see that from far away. Same as planes then in that case. But obviously we're talking about big ships here, not little tiny boats. Okay, tankers. Well, I have high masks. I have to be a tanker, wouldn't it? Tanker ship. Here we go. Tanker has a red and green light on the side, but I don't know if they're saying they're blinking or not. That one looks like it blinks there. That one looks like a blinker. And why can't we see a blinking light here? Suppose we're not going to get the answer. It would have to have light on the top, wouldn't it? Especially something like that. So yeah, what looked like it must be a helicopter, could be a ship with a red light on the mast. Here's an old video in daylight. You can see the sea behind the nuclear plant. Yeah, but it's not the same camera though. It would be good to see a daytime shot on the same camera. Although it's very similar, I guess. Although I can't see the cranes. And it's pretty murky looking, isn't it? So can we see ships on the water? But now we can. The sky, there's a sea line. See, me, I would have probably taken a screen snapshot and enhanced it. So you can't even quite see the ship here moving. "16 times speed." Yeah, not too impressed with the merge. So let's get a good one where we can snap it. Does the sea go right up to there though? So let's grab it and put it through some filters. And see what we get. Why is it opening? There's some strangeness happening. Okay. Let's see what the editor reckons. Dun 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 dun. Let's zoom in a bit. So you reckon we can see the sea if we change around with the colours? I don't think so, but we'll see. What's happened here? It's like the CPU's peaking. Look at that. It's ridiculous. Why would it do that now? So what's going on here? Alright, finally caught up with us. Let me just do the kill switch just in case. Yeah, it looks like something started up there. Yeah, maybe that's causing the problem. Okay, let's try again. Never works when it's way at the bottom. Ah, brightness, first one to try. Alright, so now we can actually see the cranes a wee bit better. Does it look like a nuclear power plant? That's the one that sort of melted, wasn't it? So okay, let's bring up. And we can't see much happening there at all. So that means maybe all this is sea. It's funny how perspective works, isn't it? Any colours? Well, obviously there are some colours there. But we've got a dot up here, so that means all this has got to be the sea level. And we're not going to get any joy out of it, are we? Which is what I thought. It's too zoomed in. And they've probably cropped it on purpose, right? That's what hoaxers do. So yeah, we're not going to be able to find out if there's a false horizon. So yeah, don't think there's any other faraway shots, was there? Could be the sea line up there. Does look like that might be the highest one there, though. Anyway, did I post a link to it? No, I'll post a link to it. So this is called what? nuclear power plant. Hoax UFOs. Hey, so that's all the ones I had for today. But it is an hour and a half. I should really finish up. But yeah, I don't think there was any new stuff that came out. I think that was it. Let's have a quick look over UFOinterest main page. Quickly. So we just done the plane one. And we're 99.9% sure that the radar map showed a small Learjet that looks like a missile that would have been going quite fast above them. Until we get more audio that proves other voices on the air traffic control. We can't be 100% sure. And we didn't get any colour, and we didn't get any direction that it was heading in. So that's all sort of key factors there. So I said it could be a solar tube balloon that they passed. So yeah, there's another possibility before you can call it a UFO. Okay, so he's got the radar map here we've looked at already. And you can see it's caused a bit of a stir on the web. Okay, here's the nuclear power plant one. Mystery solved. Nope, it's already been reported. Old fake created by CG artist section 51. Okay, what was that one? Ah yes, the pyramids of Egypt. He's just taken a picture of someone's holiday trip, and he's added a fake CGI UFO. I don't know if we can zoom in it. Oh, there we go. You may have seen that before. So that gang is doing the tours, obviously, because it's on Scott's page. He monitors mostly the web traffic for newspapers and Facebook and all that. So that's CGI folks, and it's got artificial blurring happening there. And they've added some train noises there with the brakes screeching. But they've already come out clean saying that all their stuff was CGI, so we know that's fake. What's this one here? Plane contrail. Yeah, here we go. Look, looks like it's going downwards, but it's actually horizontal in the sky. We've talked about that many times. And as the sun goes down, the plane contrails go from white to orange to black. And well, obviously there's been some rover pictures coming out that people have been looking at, referring to this video with a fake audio. This is nothing to do with Perseverance rover on Mars. Okay, so people putting out fake footage on the rovers now. Credible footage with sound was captured on another planet. As he just said, it's a fake. About this video, showing new video images. That's a hoax. That's a Curiosity 1.8 billion pixel panorama. Also, the live event about the new video and images by NASA will begin in 32 hours. So people were putting up fake videos before stuff was available. So that's sort of a giveaway. And look what someone's done. I wonder if they watched my episode from a couple live shows back. Maybe this sort of ice sphere that happens mostly around Japan. There you go, Japan today. In Japan today, nope, it's the original tweet published back in 2015. So that started doing the tours after that one that Third Face put up, and I said it was the same thing with a plane contrail passing in front of it. You can see how big it is. So from far away on a plane, that would kind of look really suspicious, I guess. But yeah, Mother Nature is amazing. Who would have thought it creates little Death Stars in our atmosphere? Because I've never seen one of those in my life around New Zealand. So obviously you got to have the right air currents, right? And the sea mass and volcanoes all change the slipstream and temperatures. Scott C. Warren is at it again. UFO grifter. So he's obviously got a bug or a bird that's a blur flow, as we call them, blur flow, because they're all blurry. And looks like it might have some wings there. And of course it's double image because of rolling shutter. Because as the object moves, it forms like a double ganger image of itself. So it looks like it's got wings there. I'll see if I can point out to it. That's where the super zoom comes in handy. You can see the wings go across that way. I'm not sure if you see my little hand. And that looks like a double image because of the rolling shutter would be going left to right. So as the bug was filmed here, it's already moved forward and it scans the next one. So that's how it works with the rolling shutter camera artifact. The seaport again. And some funny images. Man on Mars. But what happens is they got a duplicate rover on Earth. So they can sort of troubleshoot things. Like they can build up the same terrain that the rover might be stuck in and try and work out a set of instructions how to get out of it. Like spin the wheel this direction this fast and turn the other one this direction at the same time. And so what happens is, so you got men walking around on their experimental landscape and people say that they're faking it. Okay. I'm not sure what that one's meant to be. Man squatting. What's that one? Dinosaur. About to eat the rover. Some of these are obviously fake. Photoshops. So they're probably all fake Photoshop, those ones. But remember, they do have a practice one on Earth. Fancy painting a dinosaur. What's that meant to be? Will give us immense satisfaction. Is that a focus, whatever it is? That's it, isn't it? For UFO interest update. And what's before we close down? What's happening on UFO Stalker MUFON? So these are the first set of images. Let's see. I might do this next time. Like I said, I'm doing multiple projects at the same time here. We've got a blue UFO there. Interesting cloud pattern here. Clouds. Sideways. Look at birds, probably. There's something there, I see. Birds. What was that speck on my screen? I don't know. It could be a speck on my screen. I need to have a wash of it again. Okay, what do we got? Rover image. Looks like a lot of crap there, doesn't it? Disappointing. Okay, we got reflection of 3 lights there, but we got a lot of lights coming out of our camera here, so it could be a reflection. We got a story with the gutter here, so we might better have a look at that next time, maybe. See what they're saying. We got a TR3b story by the looks of it. At least it's loading pretty fast. Well, I speak too soon, I suppose. Alright, here we go. Okay, sun breaking through clouds. That's what it looks like on moon. Pictures there, must be little specks if it's on those ones. I can't see anything. Another one. If it's there, it'll be a little speck. We got a light pillar. And we got some screen snapshots. We've got a funny cloud, rolling cloud as it's called. Not too much interesting stuff there, is there? That's why I find the MUFON really disappointing lately. What have we got here? Some bright blob. Maybe that one would be interesting. Have a look at next time. Moon with cloud in front of it. Again, not too much there, is there? Spud cam blurry photograph there. What else we got? A map. We got some black objects. So what do we got here? Little focus planets, maybe? Where it creates the ring pattern from atmospherics. Could be a cloud. What else we got? Oh, looks like a real object. But unfortunately, it looks like it's a man-made one. That looks like a B2, doesn't it? B2, or it could be one of those RC B2 flying wings. Or it could be one of these RC kites. Or it could be the real craft, I don't know. I have to look at that one a bit more. So we got some we can look at next time. So we've got lens flare happening. We've got another blob in the sky. What's that one looking like? Cool, it looks like a bug to me, like a fly. So we can look at that one next time, maybe. What else we got? Can't see anything obvious on that one. Oh, here we go. And stomach appears above her. So we might have to look at that one next time. See if we can work out what it is. Might have to go now. My voice is going. That looks familiar. We've already seen that one. The 3 airplanes coming down. So that was at page 6. So maybe tomorrow or the next day we can have a look at more. Probably next day, because I need to do some other stuff. But yeah, we'll leave it there. So yeah, it gives us an idea what to have a look at. There's a few images there we can look at. Probably take an hour or so. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it there for today. We've caught up with the latest viral noise out there. Again, if it was UFOs, certainly not enough evidence to prove otherwise. There's more evidence to prove they're not UFOs. So good night and thanks for joining us, Area 51 and the person that got upset. I'm afraid, guys, until you have your own experience, just don't believe everything you hear. Good night.